beauties. Yes, how you doing? I hope you're well and I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, we're actually on project Tardis and we're going to be refitting the subframe into the rear subframe into the back of the car. But I thought I'd just explain, we've got Sprout out because I'm doing Bewley National Mini Cooper Day on Sunday. I've actually entered Sprout. I thought I'd entered the show and shine, but I've just had a look at the form and it's a concourse form. So although Sprout is a very, very clean car, it was never built for sort of concourse show standard. So I've entered, but really it's just an opportunity for me to get the car, you know, on display. Kind of, I don't know where they do them. It's the sort of concourse arena is usually sort of slap bang in the middle, just beside the trade stand. So it just ensures it's not parked up out in the field somewhere. So if anyone does want to come and see it, it's there. I thought I'd give it half an effort though. So I've started giving it a good clean now. And as you can see at the moment, the place is just a mess. I've got bits going on all over the place. I've been working really, really hard trying to get Tardis finished. And the reason for that is I want it done by mid-June because I want to start enjoying the cars, particularly Tardis. And I knew about getting Sprout out and getting Sprout ready for show. So I've got all the cars uncovered at the moment. So I wanted to get all the dirty work done. And I'm pretty much up to that point now. So I'll refit the subframe today. And that's pretty much all the dirty work done on the car. And really, Tardis is a good weekend off being finished. So one more weekend, if I can get time to get on the car. I've just got some bits to finish off now, and then I need to book it in for its MOT, get it MOT'd, and then I can start using it and taking it to some shows and having a bit of fun with it. So, yeah, like I say, I've got bits all over the place at the moment. It's not doing my OCD any good. With Sprout, same as with PL, even though they've been completely covered up all over the winter, all the time I've been working on the car, you still get surface contamination on the car. You still get dust which goes underneath the covers the engine bay and everything like that. So I always find I end up having to give them a good wash. Although I will say I was a bit more strict about keeping them covered up this time, a bit more strict about using extractors in the garage. There is far less sort of fallout on the cars now than there was last year. So my sort of regime, first sort of clean up of the season, will be a non-contact snow foam wash. I'll then go over and do a very gentle, just like a microfiber wash, a contact wash. And then the main bit I use is some Meguiar's clay bar. So I use clay bar to clay the whole car. I use Quick Detailer as the clay lubricant, and then following clay bar in the car I will use Meguiar's Ultimate Paste Wax, and that pretty much is the car done for the whole year. This stuff is absolutely brilliant. It certainly comfortably lasts a year, and once that's on, once it's clayed, once it's paste waxed, literally when I go to shows and that sort of thing, just a quick bit of Demon Shine or some Meguiar's Quick Detailer, and it just brings it up looking beautiful again. But the first sort of clean is a bit hard because, like I say, it's the snow foam non-contact and then clay bar in the car, and you'll be amazed, even though they're covered up, how many contaminants get on the paint. Anyway, that's quite a lot of waffling on, so let's get into this week's video. We're refitting the subframe on Tardis. We are nearly there now. It's nearly finished. I cannot wait until it's done. Okay, that's all assembled at the back there now. Looking really good. Really pleased with that. It's a bit dark for looking underneath here, it is. So we're nearly ready to start the car. Just got to get the exhaust on. I've got a leaking brake pipe at the front. It's one of the original ones. But first I need to put the wheels on, get it off, so I can lift the front up, finish off the battery cable at the front, sort out the brake fluid leak, and then I'll put the exhaust on. So I've just been battling with the exhaust. It's not a difficult exhaust to fit, but obviously the old exhaust is a one-piece exhaust. It's just got a silencer and no resonator. The new exhaust is a two-piece exhaust, so the front bit up until here, and then you have a resonator and a silencer. So I just tried fitting it on the car, and it's just a pain because the front end's all loose, and so I found the easiest way to do it was just to get the old silencer, just line the two up together and adjust them off the car so you get the right length and right angle. But as you can see, even though, I mean, they are lined up, but you can see how the angle's slightly different. Hopefully that ain't going to be a problem. But yeah, this back box kicks in by quite a, well, be a good couple of inches on the car. So let's try and get it on and see, fingers crossed. Right, I've got to be honest, everything about that new exhaust is absolutely, it is rubbish, absolutely crap. It was very cheap. I think they're about 35 quid, but they are just rubbish, absolute rubbish, and you don't really have a choice unless you want a upgraded, like a modified bigger bore exhaust. If you want a standard exhaust, you've got to, obviously you can't get an OE one, but that exhaust is just, I'm really, well, it's probably taken me longer to fit the exhaust than it is to do anything else on the car. It's got these silly clamps at the front. These are rubbish as well. I can't use the old one because the old one was the rubbish type one. They have so many bits and bobs to them. There's washers each end, nuts and bolts each end, and they're just super fiddly. So a little trick I use is we're just going to weld on these washers, weld on the nuts so they're captive, and it just makes it a lot easier. Just putting the speedo pod in. Obviously there's a spare wire or two because it doesn't have a rev counter, but I've just seen this. Looks like brand new, that bit of paper, or that little tag. In case of complaint, please return this label with the faulty component. Inspection 156 must be some sort of code. But yeah, the loom on this car was in remarkable condition for the age. I suppose, you know, it's not done a great deal of mileage, so it's not been messed around with, but the loom is completely and utterly original. I've not found one bit which has been taped up, bodged up, spliced into. It's all completely original. All the contacts are nice and clean as well. So let's get the speedo in. I'm putting the speedo in actually because I want to start it, so if I don't put the speedo in, I won't have an oil light, so I won't know if the oil pressure is okay. And what else won't I have? I won't have an alternator because you need the alternator bulb in circuit to make it charge. I don't know what those two wires are for. They break like a switch or something, can't remember. I'll have a look in a moment. Right, there's a fuel tank in. The fuel tank's just in loose. at the moment. One, because I've lost the seal on the outside, can't find it anywhere. Two, I haven't got the rear lights in yet because I want to wet flat and compound the bottom half where it had a bit of crap spray, so the tank's probably going to come out again. The battery's just been chucked in. It's just sort of been cobbled together really, because one, I want to get it running. The reason for that is I should have done the giveaway by now. So if you'd have seen that, the giveaway for the boot kit, the custom boot kit, I need to fit that on sprout, which means I need to get sprout out, which means this needs to move. So now I've done all the dirty work on it, it would make it so much easier if I can just start it up, jump in it and move it. And we're into show season now, aren't we? So this has not got much left to do now. It's just bits and bobs. Put the interior back in, but there's bits like as I say, like the fuel tank. I'm just looking at that now, and now the rest of the boot's lovely and clean. I'll probably spray the fuel tank as well. So these things just build up, don't they? And again, I need to put the lights in before I put the fuel tank in. So the idea is just to get it to the point where it starts, runs and drives, and I can move it around.
It's time for another Reader's Drives. And in this update, we have a car from Paul Jeffries. He has a YouTube channel called Classic Mini Garage, and he's a friend of the channel. He often helps me out with some technical advice when I need it. So thank you very much, Paul. Paul has owned this car for around about 2.5 years, and it wasn't much more than a rolling shell when he first got it. His aim is to make it look like a road-going Mini Miglia race car. It hasn't been cheap, although I think what he's achieved so far looks absolutely brilliant. Now we're going to get into the technical specifications of the engine. This is quite involved here. So the car started life as a 1983 Mini Mayfair 998cc automatic. It has since changed quite a bit. It now has a track spec 1380cc engine with a straight cut gearbox, Piper 649 scatter cam, a big valve ported and gas flowed cylinder head, fully balanced and lightened bottom end, a Weber 45 carburetor, MED ST3 ultralight flywheel and clutch assembly, Miglia exhaust system. The car also features a full 6-point safety devices FIA roll cage and rear diagonal. The brakes are 7.9-inch discs with 4-pot mini spares calipers. Rear brakes are standard apart from original super mini fin drums. The front and rear suspension is adjustable and has Spax gas adjustable shock absorbers. The front also has 1.5 degrees negative camber, and Paul has just fitted and just upgraded to Miglia spec wheel arches and 7x10 specialist component 3-piece split rim Miglia wheels on Yokohama A032R tyres. I think you'll agree this Mini looks absolutely awesome, and it goes just as well as it looks. So thanks for letting us feature your car, Paul, and thanks for all the advice you've given me over the years. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you'd like your car featured on Reader's Drives, then pop me an email. My email address is in the description down the bottom, and I hope you all have a good day.